If I'm a monster and it's true, there's only one thing that's left for me to do. Hello! I filmed this video before, but I got really theater nerdy and it took way too long. There was almost a half hour of footage and it was overwhelming me, so I'm filming it again and I'm gonna be more to the point. Also, there was a helicopter flying around because there is a bear running loose in my neighborhood. I think it's gone now. I'm not positive. The other day, my magic band came in the mail. I was gonna wait until Florida to get it, but then I looked it up and realized that it would cost the same in the parks as it probably does shipping here, so I thought, why not just get it now? Also, the address on the box was 3300 North Dopey Drive, and I thought that was very cute. Thank you, Disney. Last night, my family and I saw Frozen. I'm gonna go through this as quickly as I can because I keep taking way too long. I'm gonna shout out as many names as possible because these people did a lot of great work on the show and I want to make sure that they are acknowledged properly. So obviously the music is by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, who wrote the music for the movie as well. It's great, there's some new songs, but I thought overall they did a really great job of storytelling with their music. I'm gonna start with design elements. I thought, the orchestrations by Dave Metzger were great. My sister loved them so much. They had 2 French horns. It was a really full sound, really good, really epic. Hair design by David Ryan Brown. I love Anna's coronation bun. I love all of Elsa's hairstyles and of course her iconic braid. They were great. Special effects design by Jeremy Chernick. Sound design by Peter Helensky. Video design by Finn Ross. And lighting design by Natasha Katz. I thought those all melded together really well, especially to create Elsa's ice powers. I thought sound really sold it because as you were seeing all these visual elements come together, you were also hearing the ice travel like up, behind, and around you, and that was awesome. Puppet design by Michael Curry. Sven and Olaf are puppets. Olaf is operated by an actor behind and attached to Olaf, and Sven is operated from an actor on the inside, which is crazy. They were both great. They both seem so lifelike. They both blink and move really well. It was fantastic. And finally for design, scenic and costume design, all done by Christopher Oram. Amazing. I can't even begin to explain to you the epic scope of how big the mountain sets are and the palace sets are, make you feel this foreboding, intimidating nature, and I think that's part of the theme of the show is that Elsa's powers are part of nature, and nature is kind of something to fear, but the hidden folk or the trolls, they're essentially the same things in this show, bring that friendliness to the power and the magic, and obviously Elsa eventually does too, but on the offset, the gigantic sets help you feel as scared as she does and as alone as her and Anna both feel. So I thought the palace sets and the mountains were wonderful. The costume designs are incredible. Elsa's Let It Go dress, I mean, blew my mind. There are things you can't accomplish in theater that you can accomplish in animation, because in animation you can do anything. You can make a dress that has ice shards on the bodice, but in theater you can't. Christopher Oram did a great job of melding physical things that you can see on stage along with your imagination and making the magic of that whole scene come to life. I also loved Anna's coronation dress, which had these giant bustles, which made it feel a little more grounded in reality and historic, but also kept the colors and the patterns from the movie that we already know and love. Moving on to the cast, we are led by the wonderful Casey Levy as Queen Elsa. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Her voice just knows no limits. She delivers all the way with it, and it seems effortless. And at the same time, she also did a great job acting the loneliness of Elsa and that transition and that fight that she has within her of wanting to be with her sister and be a good queen, but also knowing that people are probably better off if she's just separated from them and alone. Similarly, Patty Murin was a wonderful Princess Anna. She brought her vivacity definitely to life, and I think she also brought this great determination to the character, which adds a kind of regalness to her, so she seems like a young girl, but also like the princess that she should be. Greg Hildreth as Olaf is amazing. I've seen him before in Cinderella on Broadway, and I thought his voice was phenomenal. He sounds a bit like Josh Gad, but obviously he's a different human, so that's, you know, his own voice, and he's hilarious. He got some of the biggest laughs, some of the biggest applause during bows. He was great. My Sven was Adam Jepson, because it's a Wednesday evening. Normally it's Andrew Perosi, but they both do great jobs, I'm sure, of operating that Sven puppet. They're on their hands and their knees inside this giant reindeer puppet, and it's amazing to watch. I absolutely loved it, and I couldn't take my eyes off of it. My young Anna was Mattea Conforti, whose energy just popped off the stage. She was bouncing up and down the whole time. She was great. She was so cute. And Mimi Ryder, who plays young Elsa, was also wonderful. Those two actresses have to bridge the gap between being young and being old Elsa and Anna, because in Do You Want to Build a Snowman, instead of having 3 stages like in the movie, they handled the first 2 stages and older Anna and Elsa handled the end. So Mimi really had to take control of going from the playful Elsa when she's playing with Anna and building a snowman to going to the point where her parents are telling her she needs to isolate herself and conceal her feelings, and I thought she did a good job of helping us smooth along that transition. Going to some more specifics about the plot and the show itself, just so you know, the trolls are no longer trolls, they are called the Hidden Folk. I think it's meant to be more of a callback to maybe mythology or Aboriginal Norwegian people. They're basically the same thing. They seem a little foreboding and scary at the beginning and ominous, but they're the same personalities as the trolls you'll eventually come to see, so yeah, there's basically not a lot of change there. There was a moment called Queen Anointed. It's not really a song, it's a little choral moment that the townspeople sing as Queen Elsa is being anointed. And what I found in Disney musicals like The Hunchback of Notre Dame is that they have a hard time finding out what to do with the ensemble. In Hunchback, like here in Frozen, there were times when they were just kind of like narrating what was going on, which kind of puts me off because you don't need that. But this moment here in Queen Anointed, I thought it worked well. It sounded gorgeous, and just wanted to shout out the cast there. In Love is an Open Door, there was a little added dance sequence which was cute between Hans and Anna, and that's one of my favorite songs from the movie. I just thought it was cute. Let It Go was our Act 1 finale, and it was all the fabulousness you want it to be. The effects come together. Casey Levy delivers a beautiful vocal performance. The orchestra is epic. I'm gonna try not to give away too much, but it's really stunning to watch. In Act 2, For the First Time in Forever, does have a reprise, which I love because that is probably my favorite song from the movie, and I think it's just a great moment of showing growth with Anna and Elsa now that they both have everything out in the open in terms of Elsa's powers. Getting to see both of those actresses work with each other on stage in that moment, in that song, which is like a really tense moment, was wonderful. Towards the end of Act 2, we have Monster, which is Elsa's moment of reckoning and kind of fear and anger, which are like her primary emotions maybe. And then right after that we have True Love, which is Anna's reckoning, and it's more of a sad, I'm gonna die thing. I just like that those two are one after the other. Like I might have mentioned before, I didn't like Monster when I first heard it, but it's really grown on me over time. Both girls in these songs are dealing with things that are pretty heavy. Elsa's asking, would the world be better off without me if I were dead? Anna's basically going to die and facing that what she's believed in her whole life could be wrong. I liked these two songs, but I kind of wish that as an audience we could have dropped into it more. I don't know what it was, but these moments surrounding the songs just felt kind of rushed, so I didn't feel as locked into the moment as I wanted to. Yeah. And then before the finale of the show, there is a quartet called Colder by the Minute, and this is the part where Elsa's running away from Hans, who's trying to kill Elsa, but also tag the blame on her for killing Anna first. And then Kristoff's trying to run to Anna, and Anna's trying to run to Kristoff, and then of course Anna goes to Elsa instead. And I thought this was another really great moment that wasn't in the movie. There's an Act 2 quartet in the Little Mermaid musical called If Only, and I don't know what it is about these Disney quartets in musicals, but they need to keep doing them because they keep working really well. The townspeople were also in this number, and they kind of acted like snow, so they were like holding people back and letting them go and swirling all around, and I don't know how I felt about it. It was kind of like meh, but I really liked the song, and I thought it added to the stakes, and the time really felt like it was ticking away, so I enjoyed that a lot. Overall, I'm glad I got to see Frozen finally and got to see it with my family. I saw the movie with my sister back in 2013, and we're about the same age difference that Anna and Elsa are. I would be Anna. And it was really great to get to see this show again, this story sitting next to her, so I'm glad that we got to do that. If you guys have seen Frozen, please leave your comments on the show down below, leave your thoughts, your opinions. Obviously, I'm not a theater critic, I am not the authority on theater, so I'd love to talk to you about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And I'm gonna listen to Monster again. Goodbye. Will not be a monster. I will not be a monster. Not tonight.